Hello friends, in today's video, we are going to discuss about yogas in Vedic astrology. So what is a yoga? Yoga means actually a combination or a union. So when we see certain combinations in a horoscope, they will be interpreted as having a yoga. Okay, yoga it can be a good or a bad thing or a difficult thing. For example, there is Dhana yoga. That means it's riches. It implies that there is a possibility of riches in that person's horoscope. And then there is Daridra yoga. That is opposite. It implies that there is a possibility of poverty in that person's horoscope. Now, when you go to a Vedic astrologer and they tell you about yogas, you need to ask few more questions. Okay, just because a yoga is there in your horoscope doesn't mean that it will actually materialize in a big way. Okay, so some of the things that astrologer has to tell you is, okay, you have Dana yoga, for example. That doesn't mean that you will be rich throughout your life. Okay, so the astrologer also has to see how strong that yoga is. So sometimes what happens is there is Dhana yoga, but it is nullified by some other combination that we see. So that means it's not that strong, it's weak. That means there will be some riches, but it will not be that big, a rich event happening, money making event happening in your life. There will be some easy money coming your way. And the other question that you have to ask is, when is going to happen, right? Just because there is a Dhana yoga, that doesn't mean that throughout your life, you will have that yoga giving you easy money for sure. So these yogas usually materialize at some point of time. That's called dasha. Dasha means time period in Vedic astrology. So for example, the astrologer may see and they realize that, between your 40 and 50 years of age, I see there is a Dhana yoga. It is of medium strength. So that means there is a medium chance of you getting some good money, not too rich, but good money. Now, the following question that you need to ask astrologer is, how do I strengthen it? You said it is medium strength. So what is it that I can do to strengthen it to increase the probability of getting riches during that phase in my life? So this also we can see in horoscope, like what kind of factors will contribute to strengthening that yoga. So we may see things like certain skill set that you may be acquiring may help. Like, there may be a Jupiter, Venus, Drishti, and that may help you. Or we may see that, parents may help you, or in-laws, or, children. Through only after children are born, this yoga may materialize, or only after getting married, this yoga may materialize, or through parents' inheritance, you may get something. So these are by acquiring certain skill sets, this yoga may strengthen. For example, you may have to acquire a management skill set, or if there is a Mercury effect, we can see, you may go ahead and acquire like communications skill set, do courses in communications, or, maybe if you move to a different place, the strengthen, it strengthens. So these kind of things also you have to know, right? Same thing goes with, say, opposite yogas like Daridra yoga. For example, they may see that, like, there is a possibility of poverty in your horoscope. That doesn't mean that the entire life you'll be poor. Again, the same applies. And also the strength of that yoga. If that yoga is weak, that means some level of financial trouble will be there. That doesn't mean that you will get into big trouble. And again, when dasha, right? And also, how do I reduce that? For bad yogas, you want to reduce the strength and counter them. For good yogas, you want to increase the strength and support them. Again, same thing. For bad yogas, you may say, there is a possibility of some financial trouble. By the way, we can see that there is this good drishti from some of these other grahas that will help you. Okay, so these kind of things you have to know. So in short, whenever you see a yoga in horoscope, whether you're an astrologer, a client of an astrologer, it is just not enough that it will definitely materialize. You also need to the strength of the yoga. You also need to see which dasha it is likely to materialize. You also need to see what will strengthen and what will weaken. And you also need to see what is it that from the client's perspective, the effort that needs to be put to strengthen or weaken that yoga. Finally, here is the disclaimer. So Vedic astrology or any predictions are only doesn't mean that they will guarantee to happen all the time. Jyotish as a science is good, but not all astrologers have the knowledge, and sometimes not all horoscopes have the perfect information. So take this with a pinch of salt when you hear the readings. Use them as a guidelines, but don't blindly believe and think that yeah, because I have this yoga at the age of 40, automatically it will happen. As we discussed, it may not be strong enough and it may need some extra effort from your side, etc., but the guidelines will help you. Hey, by the way, if you acquire the communication skills, that will help you strengthen these. Those kind of guidelines will help you. So, but here's a legal disclaimer with, any astrology or any Jyotish predictions. Take them as for entertainment, for education purposes, and just see them as guidelines, and don't take them as like, 100% guaranteed thing. I hope you like this video, and I hope this information was useful. And if you like this video, please click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.